Welcome to the Dragon's Tome. This is episode 184 of our tour de force through all the Dragon magazines chronologically. We've done 884 weeks of this bullshit. My name's Rob.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Chopper.
And we've come to the black and white era of our time here. It's Cheers by any other name. It is Rob with an H, Ruppel, doing a homage to Cheers, as this guy gets mesmerized by some medallion as the waitress pickpockets him. It's it's a really nice picture, but why is it in black and white? That's my question.
Yeah, I tell you what, when I saw this cover, when I first started reading, and let me just point out again, the dragon is now centered.
Yes.
I got a very creature feature type vibe from it, the way it looked. And while I think it's very lifelike and cool looking, this guy almost looks deformed with his back.
Oh yeah, now that you say that, yeah, you're right.
Is like a humpback guy.
I never really noticed until you said that. Yeah, there's some weird. His clothing doesn't
weird
sit
shaping
right.
going
Yeah.
on. Well, like it's like he's missing part of his shoulder.
I guarantee it was from a life model, and the guy copied it exactly, and it was just some weird shadow happening or something.
Or the guy was a humpback.
It's a weird. It's like his shoulder's missing. The top of his shoulder's missing. I never really noticed until you pointed it out, but thanks for that. You've ruined the picture for me.
But you know, the promotion thing is my thing. It always gets me.
That is his thing.
It's his bugaboo.
And I can't wait to reveal my thing about this whole magazine.
The whole thing gives me Creature Feature vibes, like when I used to watch Creature Feature with my dad late at night on TV. Those black and white horror films.
Yeah. Rob with an H. That's all I'm saying. Rob.
What's your thing, Jack?
We'll get to
They
it.
use the wrong apostrophe throughout the entire magazine. When you see it, you'll see it.
Okay, point it out.
Yeah.
I don't have to point it out. As soon as you see an apostrophe, you'll go, "Oh, that's the wrong one."
Let's start with Jack then. Jack, let's start with your first article, so we don't steal it.
If we go to page, my writing was a bit better. I'm gonna.
Were you drunk at this point?
Hail Mary. No, but I should get a drink, shouldn't I? Page 35. That 5 is a little deformed, so I'm hoping.
The referee's code of honor.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Ref code of honor.
All right, so I see the apostrophe. I don't see what's wrong with it.
Spelt wrong. Honor.
Honor.
By John Setzer. So 6 simple ways to earn a player's trust. Now these are pretty simple, pretty standard. I'm not going to say it's a revolution. It's not going to be an amazing, but the first one: always treat your players with respect, and it goes through like, hey. It seems simple enough, but sometimes you need a reminder. Number 2, never take a character away from a player, which it seems like it's par for the course that character's going to die. Right here in this, never take a character away from a player, and you just go down the column towards the ends, and you'll see. What word characters just before the tab paragraph break. Characters' reaction is necessary.
Oh, what? Oh, it's like an accent.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's an accent.
It's throughout the whole magazine. My teeth.
I like. I wouldn't know what you're pointing out until you're like, "It's right there. Look at it. It's right there."
My eyes, I kept going, why can't I'm just trying to read, never take a character away from a player. My eyes just kept shooting down, and I'm like, am I having an episode? Do I have to put a wallet in my mouth? Like, what's going on here? No, because it's right there. Okay, guys. Hey, everyone. We're good now. I'm
okay?
not crazy.
We're okay.
I'm not crazy.
The guy was a hunchback. Crazy. They used the wrong apostrophes.
I didn't right here. It looks like it's got apostrophe over the T.
For example, a player who's now again, who is whose isn't the right word for that. So it's the wrong word, but also it's the wrong apostrophe. So it's a double bad. But anyways, okay, so that's par for the course. You take characters away. I'm thinking, oh well, characters die. So there you can have a total party kills. Like it happens. What he's saying is, if you charm characters, or if you, you know, you get real two-handed silly bugger with it and rob agency from someone on a character, especially if they really love the character, and then you go, oh well, now they're under my control because X, Y, and Z. So next, what was the next one here? Oh, don't take more than you can. Don't take on more than you can handle. Again, very simple. You want to do everything. You want to make the best experience for your players. You want to do, but just know your limits. If you're starting out, or if you're where you're comfortable, keeping everything, keeping tabs on everything, understanding everything, keeping it going. The players are relying on you as the DM to be able to handle everything that's going on and do it with some proficiency. Be reliable outside the game. That's a big one. It's a meme now, but about, hey, we just started a campaign. When are we going to play the second game? And then, I'm busy, band practice, boom, 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 boom.
I was pointing at Pat.
Oh, you're pointing at Pat. I thought for a second you were admitting that was you, and I'm like, no, you're.
That's not me.
No, it's okay.
That's not me.
When's the last time we played Call of Cthulhu, Pat?
A year?
Oh,
Not
yeah.
quite, but it's been a while.
That's definitely not me, though.
Who the fuck is it then? You're the GM. my nephew is calling me constantly. When are we playing? When are we playing?
Is he really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, then we'll set a date.
You say this a lot.
I will set a date then.
We haven't played this year. That's all I know.
Yeah.
So being reliable outside of the game, and yes, when you can show that you're going to be there and prepared day in, day out, your players will then attribute those attributes to you. They will see you as reliable, and so during the game, it'll transfer that goodwill. Make fun for the players and yourself. I think a lot of people know that now today you're not trying to challenge the players anymore. You're not trying to make them. This isn't a adversarial thing. It is now a game that
Storytelling.
you're all playing together.
Yeah.
Trying to make something fun, trying to entertain. And last but not least, take pride in your work, but and also in the group. And I think this is the most important one, because it's so easy for a group to if you're the one who's created this group, you're in charge of this group, you're maintaining this group, you've got to make sure everything's gelling, everything's jiving, everyone's comfortable, and there's going to be a lot of work to get your campaign going and the setting and what you're doing that day. But there's that extra thing. You got to keep your eyes on the table. You got to look and make sure everyone's doing what they're supposed to be doing, so that no one's getting distracted. No one's getting, just you got to police the table as well, which has got to be added stress for some people, but it's necessary. So that is why I chose this article.
Oh. Yes, very good.
Yes.
Did I just get a slow clap? A sarcastic slow
Well,
clap?
you ended it like you it was like some kind of paper you'd written. And that is why I chose this article. Anyways.
When you see them either doing this, where they're always with their hands when they're talking, or the ones that are always kind of like,
yes.
What was the John Cena movie that we watched, Jack, with the guy talking?
Oh, yeah. Ricky Stenicki.
Ricky Stenicki.
Yeah, Ricky Stenicki.
Yeah.
Every seminar, he would be like, and he would be,
It looked like he was,
and then
Yeah.
the camera switched, and it looked like he was doing, instead of shaking his fist with victory and purpose, he was,
yeah. We know what he was doing.
yeah.
Pat, what is your first article?
Let's go to page 19.
You always choose 19.
19.
This was mine too.
The really good bad guy. So, making challenges to make challenging foes by Mr. Derek Jensen. So some of these were really nice tactics for your as a GM to oppose your party players, and there's some solid tactics to mix it up, do different things that you probably wouldn't normally do, kind of trip your players up. But after reading the players' closing statements, it dawned on me more that this guy was more old school DM, where he's the DM where it's kill the party at all costs, no matter what. And that's where all these strategies came about. At first, I was reading, I was thinking, oh, these are nice ways to trip your players up. But now I'm seeing this article.
When he goes through the spells and how to really screw people over with the spells.
Yeah. But what does he say at the end? The game should be something of a competition between DM and his players, challenging one another to think harder and becoming more creative. It shouldn't be a frolic of it should be a frolic of blood and guts.
But yeah, this is a pretty fun article. It really talks about using spells effectively and how to use these PCs or NPCs that are making pretty much. He said pretty much play them like your PCs because making crazy decisions and stuff. I like the one thing he says though. Evil NPCs should also be very selfish, so they're not necessarily helping each other or helping the group. They might be just like, oh, that guy's hurt over there, but I'm a little bit hurt. I'm going to heal myself instead of them because they're selfish and they're evil. And I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, some of these are solid strategies if you use them correctly.
Yeah, fleshing out the battles instead of just being,
but just not using to wipe out your party like he's out there. Like, what is his last thing?
Yeah.
Gee, Bob, I'm really sorry, but your cleric takes a lightning bolt to the back and is blown into the pit trap you're trying to pull everyone out of. So tough break, buddy. More pizza? Question mark.
Yeah. Another thing that I thought was neat was anytime because you want them to have good magic items to fight the heroes and stuff, but you don't want the heroes to end up with those magic items, so you make them that the only evil characters can use the magic items, so they won't get all this treasure like they've just been beating you down with, and then you try to use it, you're like, nope, sorry.
That's what I'm saying. After finally reading that close statement, I was like, this guy is very old school.
Derek Jensen wants to murder people.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was my one article.
I think might be my only articles. Pat stole that one from me. Is going to be on page 8, the editorial, of course. It took us a while to get here, but we're back to the editorial. I think this one's actually by Dale A. Donovan, the assistant editor. It's all about the surveys they do for the Dragon magazine. I thought there's some interesting stuff in here. So it's all the stats from their reader surveys. Only 1% of all the people who subscribe or the publication amount actually responded. So only 1%. So you got to take all this with a grain of salt because it's only 1%. Only 5% are female, which I thought was that. Now it's way higher. Like maybe not responding to a Dragon magazine reader survey, but in general, playing is way higher.
That's an interesting, because like you said, a certain type of people will respond to this. So
especially this, because you had to mail something in. This is not, yeah.
So you're changing, like statistically, you've already messed with and then to have that many women, is it that they don't want to mail stuff in, or did they mail in more than they would have normally? Like, there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, it's like. It does say 70% of the people who mailed in were educated, which kind of makes sense because they're the kind of people that want to tell their opinion. Like a lot of people, or also the ones who are willing to do it, right? Mm-hmm. But another thing, it goes through all the popular features, and it says the most popular features, which I thought was crazy. Dragon Mirth, it's always fun. Even as a kid, I liked reading Dragon Mirth. TSR previews, which is kind of weird. Like that's one of the ones they choose. Sage Advice, which is another one that's like, I guess at the time you needed that. It was like one of those necessary things if you had questions. The
Yeah.
forum,
You remember, the internet's still very at its infancy here, so
yeah.
you can't just get on and look for your answer. You have to write in for it.
Forum though, forum is the fourth most popular thing. Really, it's just people writing in with their
Yeah.
stupid opinions.
Hentas Forum was very popular.
And then last is Game Wizards. Game Wizards is fun because it's a little behind the scenes stuff. But what an odd things. The only one that makes sense is Dragonmirth. Like ecologies aren't on there. There's like tons of stuff that are like staples that they don't even.
But
yeah.
people willing to take the time to interact with a magazine filled out something that says their favorite things are people willing to take the
Yeah.
time to interact with the
Good point.
magazine.
Yeah,
So-
that's a good point.
So maybe it's
My favorite
Just,
thing's the forums because that's the only thing I ever get published in. The cover art was loved by everyone, obviously, because we've said that for a long time now. The covers are great, and there has been a lack of ecologies, and the answer is that nobody's writing them anymore because Greenwood's too busy doing actual work, so nobody's writing ecologies like they used to. So
Yeah.
that's why we're not getting as many, and that's why he's like, if people want to write articles, that here's a big hint: we need more ecologies. So I'm curious if we'll see a glut of ecologies coming in all of a sudden because everybody will be like, oh, I can do that.
Yeah, but you might think you can, but you can't. As we discovered before, when Ed was down,
Yeah.
when Dr. Greenwood was not running, some of those ecologies were not good. I had to power through those.
Yeah, there definitely weren't the special that when Ed Greenwood did them. So, anyways, that's a little bit of the little survey, and there's a new survey in this one if you want to write in, which we'll see if less than 1% do it this time. We're back to Jack. What's your next article, Jack?
I think 1% of our subscribers should join our Patreon.
If we had a
What,
Patreon,
Yes,
Jack
do.
has a secret one. He keeps it from us, Pat.
Yeah,
Weird.
they're saying that our stretch goals for Patreon are pretty spicy. So
I don't think they have stretch goals in Patreon anymore. I think they got rid of those.
if we could go to page 7 and then be prepared to dip down to 32 because I'm going rogue.
Okay.
Okay, where's the teeth? I can only assume that you're a sadist responsible for the blurbs describing each month's cover of Dragon magazine. So this Denise Olson is referring to issue 150. No, they start out with, hey, like in issue 140, notice the pigs. Remember that on the cover? And I'm like, I don't remember that one. 150, where's the arrowhead? Remember that one? That was when the scarecrow, and then you had to. Then it took them forever to find it. Then this one with 181. False teeth for a skull. They looked for an hour. Their friends looked for an hour. They couldn't find it. They claimed that they were dragged away. People in white coats and butterfly nets. This is referring to covers in which the artist has hidden something, and the latest being this. And I remember Rob was like, "It says somewhere, but we can't find it. We can't find it." And if we go to page 32 of the PDF, the response is, this is a kicker. The cover was by Robin Woods with the wrong apostrophe, depicting the Wizard's Laboratory. Remember that one? So let's find the toothless skull. To the far left center of the cover. This only works with the American cover, as the British cover was heavily cropped. So there was a chance that if you weren't in North America, you were looking for something that wasn't there because they'd cropped it out to make it. So not only was it not, some people would have found it impossible to find just right off the bat because it wasn't there. They say, well, but if you can find it if you look at the spot where the lower jaw connects with the skull. Now move to the left about 1/8 of an inch for our non-metric people. an eighth of an inch is very small. It's probably I don't know, three quarters of it's not that big. To the half hidden thing in the darkness under the scroll. Isn't that incredible? It was right there the whole time. So this this person may have looked at a cover that they couldn't possibly have seen it, or if so, they were looking for something that was hidden in darkness. I say that I'm glad when we did that cover that none of us took the time to take a look and try and find it because I don't know what cover we had.
I
I
tried to look for it, I think.
Did Rob freeze?
Am I frozen? We're all frozen. We're all frozen here.
Oh no.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I opened up Chrome. Chrome's a horrible thing. Because I wanted to actually look up this cover and see if we can see it.
I don't think so because I looked for it.
Chrome is like this is Chrome just slowing down my computer as we pause here.
Well, don't do it.
Well, now he wants to
I
see
can
it.
tell you we couldn't find it, and I looked for it.
I remember at the time I said that I can tell the scan's not great.
Yes, and it wasn't.
I
great
had
on
the
top of that.
original, and I think when I saw it, I said I think I remember as a teenager finding it.
Hey, they're like the 6-1 is our cover for our YouTube, which is kind of fun. It's so slow. Chrome is such a piece of crap. I'm looking at it now, and I can't see crap. I see the skull. I don't see anything else.
Yeah, the skull's missing teeth, but I just don't know where it's at.
It's just dumb. Anyways, yeah, that was a long and drawn out piece of crap. That is a little tidbit that was so hidden that you couldn't see it in half the world is magazine. So
Yeah, and I'm sure if you were using Netscape Navigator to find it, you probably could have without everything freezing. But I'm glad.
Let's get back. I used to love that.
Chrome is the worst. That was Jack. Pat, what's your next article?
Page 24.
7 cents.
7 cents PC. It was a nice little article on how to create NPCs for your campaign. While as a longtime player, this is kind of stuff that you fall into. But as for brand new DMs or people getting started into Dungeons & Dragons, even whatever edition you're playing, this is a very good outline on how to bring your non-player characters, give them life for your campaign, for your players, and everything by just doing a 7-sentence description for each character. You start with the occupation and history, 1 sentence of that, their physical description, what their attributes and skills were, if it's a blacksmith or a farrier or a exotic dancer, values and motives, and then how they interact with everyone, and if they have any useful knowledge for your parents. And lastly, a distinguishing feature. Like, does he have salt and pepper beard and likes to drink whiskey?
What's in that mug, Jack? Whiskey.
So, so if you're just starting out role-playing games and everything, this is a very good guide that I'd like to bring to people's attentions. If you're just finding the show for the first time. Some of these old articles translate to RPGs now. They don't necessarily have to be for D&D, but just the standard way of thinking. So, new to D&D, trying to make your campaign. Here's a nice, easy guideline to making some NPCs and fleshing them out a little bit.
Yeah, it's cool. That's always useful to if you want to populate an area, you got to get more PCs going.
And as you get experience, this kind of just becomes second nature. But I like to point out these articles for brand new players because I know just looking on the Facebooks every once in a while, the people are always like, first time player, first time GM, looking for help, blah, blah, blah. Here you go. Dragon Magazine.
Fancy. For my second article, we're going to go to page 68.
68. Oh, that's my last article.
Well, you already did too, so screw you.
Oh.
Yeah,
easy.
it's once again, they're talking about the trading cards. They really are going all in on these things.
It's the 92 set.
Yeah, it's the, looks like
Let's
it's
bring it out again.
Al-Qadim. Look at him, he's got it right in his hand. Yeah, I just thought it was funny that they're just going all in on these cards. Once again, they have a list of all the different cards and what set they're in and rares and all this stuff. And
and how they decided to do the 92 set as opposed to the 91.
yeah, the different things they focused on.
Borders, yeah.
Yeah.
And they wanted to put all the rares at the end instead of mixing them up in the middle.
Yeah, they're
This is
still
actually
kind of
really
mixed,
good, though,
but
because yeah, I'm still trying to figure out some of these cards. So this might actually is a good way of figuring out where I need to be looking for.
yeah, it's because a lot of them come in that set that you just showed. That's only certain ones.
Yeah.
This whole trading card thing it's crazy. I can't believe how much it's exploded and how much they like talking about it. But it's a big thing at the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it morphs into the CCG. So
Yeah, obviously.
it goes from TCG to CCG. So
Right now, the Magic the Gathering guys are like, cards, they seem very popular. I wonder if we turn a game into this.
exactly.
Richard Garfield is like, little brains going, These kids, they keep putting money into the machines down at the...
Yeah. Next thing you know, you have this thing.
I haven't done my my impression of that guy in a long time.
Bill Murphy.
Bill Murray's brother. Yeah. I used to do a pretty good.
Yeah,
I
it's
forget
been a while.
his name. It's been a while.
Brian Murphy.
Brian Murphy. Well, I'll have to watch Wayne's World again to get it.
Yeah, you got to get back in.
Wayne's World, party time.
Anyways, anything else you want to add to this, Pat? I just wanted to point out that they're really pumping the
I
cards.
just we talked. It's a good list if you're trying to get the cards.
Yeah.
Because you missed out. This is a good article and help you put it together to find out what you're looking for. You can go the easy way and buy the collector sets.
Doesn't have them all, though, does it?
Most of the cards. It has most of them. I think it doesn't have the cards
promos
that came in the Dragons and the promos that were given away at Gen Con.
Yeah, imagine how some of those are pretty expensive now. That like if you're even collecting them because they're pretty rare.
Well, I got the ones from the Dragon magazines.
Well, they'd be less rare because they're in the actual. Yeah.
Yeah. So these are actual pulled from the magazine.
Mm-hmm.
If you look, there's staple holes in the middle.
All we see is your face. Yeah, sort of. It's like your built-in green screen.
Disappeared.
He expanded.
How did you expand?
There you go. How's that?
How did he do that?
So you can see the staple holes. So these ones were not very expensive. It was like $8. It was like $8 to pick them up. So,
but on page 69 of the PDF, in the paragraph that says "all new for 92," just above that, the sentence above that, that's Jim's with the wrong apostrophe. That is Jim's way of making you feel right at home. At least he's willing to point out the men's room.
what?
Who edited this? And who did the
typesetting?
It's
odd.
Jesus. Anyways.
Oh God.
Once Rob gets a bugaboo, like my use of language and Pat's bodies being.
Well, we know what mine is. Mine is Bizarro speak.
And it's hard to find Bizarro speak in a magazine, though.
Yeah, no,
so.
that's the best part. I don't have to worry about it. Anybody else got any more articles?
Nope.
No, me neither. I think Jack, this is how you do it. Drop the mic. Ads. Jack, what's your ad?
Page 92.
92. Is this one of mine? No. I don't believe in Dark Sun.
New flip book format. What the fuck is that mean?
Well, that was my notes. It says, um, it's the third Dark Sun flip book adventure module. So it's a module that has a flip book function. I know we've mentioned this before, but I don't. I never had this. I never played Dark Sun. I don't know. I don't know what the flip book format for modules is. So
I would have to assume it was top up.
No, I think it was what it is one side is Road to Uruk, and then you flip the book over, and the other side's Freedom. It's 2 modules in one,
Oh,
and you flip it over so it's upside down. You ever see those books?
I
You
have.
yeah.
I think that's what.
Some board game rule books come that way. One side's English, the other side's French.
Sorry, there's a weird noise in my house. I was like, what the hell was that? Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's all it is. Sorry.
If that's the case, then that at least answers the question. I don't know for a fact that that's the case, but I will, just so I don't have to think about it anymore, I will accept that. And yeah, Dark Sun. Look, you got the trolls, and it's very. The setting is very particular, and that's screaming Dark Sun all over it.
Someone dark sunned all over that picture.
Yep.
Pat, what's your first ad?
Let's go to page 2.
2? That was one of mine, I think. No, mine's on page 4.
Magic Encyclopedia. I don't even remember this book coming out.
Not this version.
I'm looking at the actual book in the corner there underneath the wizard, and I don't remember seeing that book at all, ever.
No, me either.
I wonder if when it came out, it wasn't this format.
I wonder if I'd have to look to see.
I would open up Chrome, but we know what happens when I open up Chrome.
Yeah, I know. I have not seen this book, and I don't think anyone in my game group at the time had this book. So, I'm just curious as to why I haven't seen it, because it's something that's very useful, as every magic item ever created in the last 19 years, apparently. So, and then it even says look for volume 2 coming in February. So I didn't know there was 2 of them.
I'm curious if it ever happens.
So if you had this book, let me know. Was it worth it? Maybe I'll pick it up, see if I can add it to my collection. But it has the new TSR logo in the bottom, so that's kind of getting close to where we were divorcing ourselves from. It's getting close to 3rd edition, I think. The 3rd edition logo looks like that.
We're a ways away from 3rd, but still.
Yeah.
It's TSR has to be bought still. So.
Yeah.
I'm going to go page 4 since I just mentioned it. What is this? That's my question. Want to be a hero in search of real adventure. Ready? Details coming soon from TSR. What is
that?
This?
Was my question too. And then in my notes I put down, is this Birthright?
Like
but I don't think
version?
Birthright comes. I think Birthright isn't even out yet. I think
yeah, it is.
Birthright
we talked about Birthright.
Like
we talked about Birthright many times.
No, Birthright doesn't come out till 94, 95 somewhere.
There was a game called Birthright that we talked about. Maybe not the same thing.
Yeah, but it wasn't the D&D campaign setting Birthright.
Maybe not. There was something called Birthright though. That was from D&D though.
I do remember, but it wasn't. It's not the Birthright that becomes the RPG.
Actual setting. Yeah, could be. Could be a new setting. Could be.
There's not enough clues to make an educated guess. Like, to want to be a hero in search of real adventure. Like, it's like, well, what is real the kicker? But adventure's got the squiggle behind it. The 90s like. Like,
is this immortal? You think for D&D?
They do talk about Wrath of Immortals. It's but is that in this one? Yes, Wrath of Immortals is. I'll go to. We want to just jump to that right now because that's on page 42. Sure. I don't think it's this cover though. No, that's Wrath of Immortals cover is on page 42. It's like a guy on a dragon.
So it's not immortal then.
Wrath of Immortals is. Remember we were talking about why Immortals wasn't in the rules cyclopedia? It's because this came out.
Yeah.
This took over the Immortal rules for D&D.
Yeah. So that's what I thought that was maybe initially.
No, so
but then I was thinking, is it Birthright? And then I remember Birthright didn't come out till like 94, 95, maybe 93.
I don't know. Well, 93 might work because it did say on that one was coming, wasn't it? In coming soon from TSR.
Coming
doesn't say when.
soon.
Yeah, we'll find out, I guess. Stay with us. We'll find out together.
Maybe.
Jack, do you have another ad?
No, sir.
Pat, do you have another ad?
I got one. I got one more,
Okay.
and I'm surprised Jack you didn't pick up on this. Page 57.
57. This was one of mine too.
Star Control 2.
I played the
love
crap out of this game. We played this game till it died.
Yeah, it was just, and there's a new version out that's kind of, and I think I sent it to you, Jack. Did you ever play it?
It requires 12 gig of memory, and I bought, well, it's sitting right here, but Rob hasn't told me how to plug it in yet, so as soon as I have the extra space, then I will play it.
Yeah. So it's pretty. The new version's pretty good.
Until then, this just sits over here.
I like how he literally showed the USB port.
I mean, like I was. Oh,
What's going on?
I was trying to plug it in, and it just didn't.
You got a printer port?
So I don't know.
They don't make bees anymore.
One day I'll be able to play it. I just don't have. I don't have the space.
Yeah, but yeah.
Hey, that's
Control,
ironic.
It's
You
a
don't have space, and it's
yeah.
a space game.
Space game.
It's like rain.
That is my last ad.
I have two more ads. No, I have one more ad because you took this one. My last ad's on page 22, which I'm amazed you guys didn't mention this one. If I can go to page 22.
Oh, I saw this, but I don't want to talk about it.
The Return to the World, Empire of the Petal Throne. We haven't talked about this in so long. I just want to remember, everybody, this guy's super racist.
Tecmo, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't want to bring it out.
I just wanted to remind
he's
people.
He's
a garbage human.
garbage human being. Yeah.
So, M.A.R. Barker, fuck you. And, just wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
And on that pleasant note...
He's still, like, I would rank him better than Wayne Gretzky, but not as bad as... No, he's not as bad as Wayne Gretzky.
It's not as bad as Hitler.
Better than Harlan Williams. Around there for being garbage humans.
Jack has a anger for traitors. Traitor.
Yeah.
Anyways, this has been Dragon Magazine 184. This was what was this, August 92? I don't even know if I ever mentioned that back in the day. August 92. Yeah, it's been a wild ride. We got here. We did it. We got to the end, guys. Here. It's a short one.
Yes, we did.
But it's because we stole each other's articles. It happens sometimes.
It does.
Sometimes there's not enough to go around, and
some magazines just don't have the articles. They just don't.
If there was something you thought we should have talked about, please mention it below.
Yeah.
Until next time, like, share, subscribe. Click that bell button. I don't know. I don't do that shit. Who the fuck does that? Comments. That's what we like. We like the comments though, because we like reading them. Except for Jack. Jack doesn't read nothing. But other than that, we'll be back next week once again for more Dragon's Tome. I've been Rob.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Chopper.
Bye-bye.
We will see you later.
Bye-bye.
Schnozberries.
Schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
Jinx.
Imagination.